Hi, dear students, how are you? I hope you're fine. Today we're going to talk about chapter 6 here, part 1, describing supply and demand elasticities. In this chapter, we're going to use the elasticity, describe the responsiveness of quantities to change in price, and distinguish here the five elasticity terms. We're going to explain the importance of substitution in determining elasticity of supply and demand. We're going to relate here the price elasticity of demand to total revenue. We're going to define and calculate income elasticity and cross price elasticity of demand, and we're going to explain how the concept of elasticity makes supply and demand analysis more useful. So let's start. Price elasticity of demand, PED. I'm talking here about what? It's the measure used in economics. This is a measure we use this in economics to show what the responsiveness, the effect of the quantity here demanded of a good or service to what? To the price. So the price here affects the quantity demanded. If the price goes down or goes up, we will see if it affects very much this the quantity demanded, so it's so elastic, and vice versa. Price elasticity of demand is the percentage change in quantity demanded. So I have here a rule I have to follow, is the percentage of the quantity demanded divided by the percentage of change in price. Okay, guys, price elasticity of demand is always expressed in positive number, absolute value. Remember the absolute value? We will take it. This calculation is very easy, so let's have it. I have here what's the price, what is the price elasticity of demand between A and B. So I have here price of A and price of B, this point and this point. So I have here for A it was 20, and for B it was here 26. What happened to the quantity here for A? It was here 14, and then when the price became 26 it rised. So I have here a rise in the price, right? What happened when we have here a rise in the price? I have here what? Okay, that demand here, what happened to the demand? That demand here has decreased. So I will here say that I'm going to calculate it here. Let's calculate it. I am calculating the elasticity of demand. So it's the change, it's the percentage change of quantity over the percentage change in price. The rule is very easy. The difference between what? The two quantities over half the two quantities, that the difference between the two okay, we will say it here, q2 minus q1, the difference between the two quantities, all over half q2 plus q1. Okay, and we will, after we get the answer of this, I will divide it by what? The same for the price, p2 minus p1 all over half P2 plus P1. So plus with here down with the half, don't forget. And then substitute, and I'm going to get the absolute value. So easy one, very easy one. I'm going to have here 10 minus 14. Okay, for the first, okay, I will start with 10. This is what? The quantity here, whereas this is the quantity. So I will say 10 Q2, quantity 2, and minus what? Minus q1 all over half the summation of them. Okay, and for the price the same. Here I will say p2, which is 26, minus what? Minus 20 all over half 26 plus 20, and then it will get me, by using the calculator, 1.27. This is with negative, yes, but the absolute value will give me here with positive. Demand is elastic if the percentage, we have here the five terms to describe elasticity, and they are very easy. Let's study them together. Demand is elastic if the percentage change in quantity is greater than the percentage change in price. Okay, why? If the percentage change in the quantity when your price, you make the price, you raised your price. So, and I have here the quantity demanded, the percentage change in the quantity is greater than the percentage change in this price. So therefore the demand is elastic when I say it's greater than 1. Okay, demand is inelastic if the percentage change in quantity is less than the percentage change in price. So if the demand here, okay, it's inelastic, it means that it doesn't change here, it doesn't change, or it changes with just few here change, or little change. So demand here is inelastic if the percentage change in quantity is less than the percentage change in price. So inelastic demand is when the elastic demand here less than 1. I have here demand is unit elastic if the percentage change in the quantity is the same as the percentage change in price. So we will call it here unitary. Elastic demand is when here the demand elasticity equals to 1. Demand is perfect in elastic. Perfect in elastic, yes, it doesn't change at all. It doesn't here respond to the effects of the changes of the price. It has no effect. So we will call it here perfect inelastic demand. When here it's equal to the 0, demand is perfect elastic if quantity responds enormously with a big change, I mean, to the changes in price. Perfect inelastic here when we say demand is when here the elasticity of demand equal to finity. Finity, it's here finite. Okay, it changes. So here it's perfect. Here, please write it. It's perfect elastic demand, not inelastic, because we have here infinite. This is the symbol of infinite. This means here it lasts forever. Okay, with no limit. Elasticity changes along straight line curves. This is a curve and it's very easy. I have here on a straight line, we have supply and demand curve. We have here what we can see in the straight line. We have supply and demand curve. We have also what, guys? We have here slope. Slope, yes, we have slope stays constant, but elasticity change. Okay, let's see what I'm talking about. I have here what? So we have here in this curve, what I have to know is I have here elasticity. Elasticity here declines when I go from up to down along the straight line demand of the demand curve. As we move here toward the q axis or the quantity axis, so the price here, in the peak here of the price, I have here the elasticity of demand is infinite. I have here also the when I go down, as we see, I have here when the elasticity of demand greater than 1, I have here very good elasticity, and this is the perfect elasticity. And this one are is called what is called um, this one is called unitary elasticity, this one. And we have here no elasticity at all. Okay, after that, elasticity is not the same as slope. We know that elasticity here, it's not the same like the slope. Elasticity, but the steeper a curve is at a given point, the less elastic demand. So when it's so steep, so it will be less elastic. It means it will be inelastic. So let's see here together. If I look at this one, this curve is what? Very steep, okay? Very steep. So this is what? So this is inelastic. Okay, inelastic means it doesn't here respond to the effect of the change of price. Like what here? Like here what? The gasoline. The price of the gasoline, if it rises or not, the change is not it will not affect here the demand, the quantity demanded. The curve here, what do you think? Yes, the curve here is elastic because we have here, can you see this one? L- So this one is what? If the price change, the quantity will be changed. So this curve is elastic. What about this curve? This curve is unit elastic. Unit elastic, it means what? It means here the change here is what? Okay. When I say a unit elastic or equal one, the percentage change in quantity is the same percentage change in price. What if I say this one? Let's go back. This one. This curve is what? Perfect inelastic. This means what? This means that, can you see the difference between this and this? This is more, yes, this is more steeper or steeper here. So this is more inelastic, perfect inelastic. What about this one? Okay, let's see this one. This curve is perfect elastic. Here, can you see the difference between this one and this one? Okay. So let's have here something else, substitution and elasticity. What makes demand more elastic or less elastic? What do you think? Substitution, first of all. The most important determinant of price elasticity is what? The number of substitutes of the goods. So, a general rule you have to know that the more substitutes of a good has, the more elastic its supply or demand. So, why? Because I can have this brand, or if the price of this brand is getting high and high, I can have its alternatives, right? I can choose from its alternatives. If a good has substitutes, a rise in the price of that good will cause the consumer to change consumption to those substitute, of course, goods. Substitute and demand, the number of substitutes a good has, is affected by several factors. Two of the most important factors that we know, the time period being considered. What? For non-durable goods, demand is more elastic over a long period relative to the short period. Why? This is because that the longer time period, the easier it is for the consumer to substitute one good for another if the price of the good changes. Okay, so this is very important if you have plenty of time, so you can here choose between more than one substitution. If you don't have time, so you have to choose this specific good, if even if its price is so high. The importance of the good in one's budget, the demand for products like salt is quite inelastic because the consumer spend only a very small fraction of his income on such good because it's very cheap, you know that. So because this good is relatively inexpensive, consumers often buy them without thinking about the price, of course. In contrast, here products that command a larger percentage of consumers total budget tend to be more price what elastic. So if it needs more and more money, so I have to think about it before I buy it. And it takes here what, if the price is too high, so it the quantity demanded will be, yes, will be decreased here. So this product will be what, this product will be elastic. Elasticity, total revenue and demand. The elasticity of demand tells suppliers how their total revenue will change in their price changes. So, total revenue is price multiplied by the quantity. I have here the total revenue. What's the revenue? It's the price times the quantity, the money, the profit that I will get. Okay, so I have here, if here the elasticity of demand greater than 1, we know that the increase in price will do what? Will do decrease in total revenue. So price and total revenue move in opposite directions. We know that when I have here I have here elastic product. So it means that what? It means that I have the price. If the price increases, the total revenue will here do what? Decrease. The total, if I have here this ED, elasticity of demand, equals 1, an increase in prices leaves here total revenue unchanged, here the same. What about if it's less than 1? So this is inelastic, so the price and the total revenue moves in the same direction. I have here application unit, here elastic demand. We said that here the total revenue equal what? Price times quantity. So here I have total revenue of points. I have here point E and F. E it equals what? The price multiplied by the quantity. Price E price, okay, 4 multiplies what? The quantity, which is 6. Very easy, $24. And I have here what? I have for F 6 and what? 6 and 4, so it's 6 times 4, 24. What do we deduce or know or conclude from this? That E of demand, elasticity of demand, is equals exactly to 1. This is an increase in price leaves total revenue unchanged. Here the increase leaves the total revenue what? In unchanged, as we see here. Okay, let's have this one. I have here for G and H, points G and H. So G, I have here this is 1 for the price, and this is 9 for the quantity demanded. 1 times 9, 9. What about here? If I increase the price to 2, it will be here 2 and what? 2 times 8. 2 times 8 gives me 16. So I have here what? I have here ED. Okay, I have here ED, and this is A, and this is C, this is B. Okay, I have here what? I have here when I have here the elasticity of demand, here is less than what? Less than, as we see, less than 1. So when it's less than 1, an increase in price increases the total, yes, the total revenue. I know that here the increase in price make what? Here make increase in the total revenue, as we see from 9 to 16. So here, very easy one. So when I say here it's inelastic demand, this means what? Whatever you do in the price, the revenues will be the same. It will be increased because here the quantity demanded will also increase whatever what happens. Okay, I have here this graph. I have here 8 and what? 8 and 2. So point J, 8 times 2, this point, 8 and 2. And I have here the other point is 9 and 1. So I have here from 16, the first one, to what? To 9. Okay, this means what? This means I have here what? It decreased. So the quantity here demanded decreased. This means that the product is elastic. So an increase in price decreases the total revenue. Okay, easy one. Relationship between elasticity and total revenue. Here, first one, when I say elastic here, it means that the demand elasticity greater than 1. This means elastic, price rise. So what happened? The total revenue, what happened to the revenue when the price rise? So the total revenue will decrease. Okay, and vice versa for the price decline. Unit elastic, here it means the total revenue will be constant, the total revenue will be constant. Here for the inelastic, inelastic means what? Inelastic means that it doesn't change here. It's here less than, it's here the less than one. It means that when the price rises, the total rise also will increase, and the total revenue will increase. Total revenue here, when the price decline, the total revenue will decrease. Let's have this one. Income elasticity of demand. Income, what about your income? If I have income elasticity of demand, measures the responsiveness of what? Of demand to changes in income. The good news that we are having the same here rule. So I have here elasticity of income equals the percentage change in demand, okay, over the percentage change in income. So normal goods, when I have normal goods, what does it mean? Are those goods whose consumption increases with an increase in income. So this is called what? Normal goods. Positive. Inferior goods are those whose consumption decreases with an increase in the income. So this is called inferior and negative one. Let's see. I have here cross elasticity of demand. Cross elasticity of demand, cross price elasticity of demand measures what? The responsiveness of demand to changes in price of goods. We know that measures responsiveness of demand to change in price of goods. So E cross price, it's the change, percent change of demand over what? Also change in the other, or P of related good. Okay, price of related good. Substitutes are goods that can be used in place of another. We know that substitutes. So I have here complements are goods that are used conjunction with other goods. So it's the E cross price here less than zero. So when I say substitutes, this means what? This means it's it's the product is elastic. When I say complements, so it's here in elastic. Okay, that's it for this session. I hope you understood everything. Thank you, my dear students.